Hi guys, welcome to another episode of Sit Down. We're here with Nathan. How you doing, bro?
My guy.
You good?
Yeah, I'm good, man. I'm blessed.
Wavy. Nathan is the co-founder of Trim It, which is a mobile barbershop app.
Yeah, so it's powered by an app. Yeah.
Powered by an app. He's also an architect and interior designer.
Yeah.
Yeah. And yeah, we're just gonna kick off with your first mantra, which is execute or pay the price.
Okay.
Hit
Yeah.
us.
First, I didn't even know we were gonna go straight into it like that. But you know what? It sounds when I was reading it again, it sounded a lot more aggressive than I intended it to be. But basically, all I'm trying to say is when you say execute or pay the price, it's like it's same as saying like an idea isn't worth anything. So it's just this thing of like, so for example with Trim It, a lot of people would comment or say, oh yeah, I had this idea, but they didn't do it. So it's like, you could have been in my position of having this company that's, you know, thriving, but if you don't execute, you pay the price, somebody else is going to do it. Yeah. So it's just something that like, it became like a mantra in the sense that like, a consistent theme with that ran through the company as well is like, even when you just small suggestions, it's always a thing of, if you're gonna say it, it doesn't mean anything until we actually do it and then execute and it actually works. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Until the execution part is done, it doesn't mean anything. And if you don't execute, somebody else will. Yeah. So that's where you pay the price.
And that mindset of like, right, I've got to take that step, I've got to take that jump. Where did that come from? Like, was it always in your head, or was it one of those things where you, I don't know, figure it out? I don't know, like.
So when you say like, as in like the attitude towards execution,
right.
So I think it's just an attitude thing. It's just I think something that you kind of are conditioned with from young. Some people just have it naturally. Some people like learn, I'm missing out, and then they see their friends doing it. So I think it's just different things. For me, I think I just made the right set of friends. We all kind of motivate each other, and then just like with that kind of attitude of like, oh, that's a cool idea, but who cares? It makes you want to actually do something because no one's going to take you serious amongst your peers, right? Yeah. So I think it's just in the least aggressive way, it does motivate you to kind of do something, because everyone just talks about ideas, and it's not actually, what does that mean? Like, you know what I'm trying to say? Like, oh yeah, you know, I've got this. Okay. Like, because it happens all the time. Like, I'm sure people watching this now have these ideas that they're sitting on, but they've been sitting on it for like a year or two, but they haven't done it. So start that YouTube channel or that business idea or whatever it is. Yeah.
And is it something that you would encourage other people to like jump on it? Like how can they, in terms of like to execute their ideas? Is there a way to kind of to make the process a little easier?
I think it just depends on like what your resources are. Some people are gonna have an easier head start. They've got certain privileges, whether it's like they have more friends and money that can, you know, trust them and just put that money into it. You know, especially like, you know, bootstrapping. We're all aware of what that means, right?
Nah.
So bootstrapping is just like self-funded, essentially, right, before you get any investment or whatever. So before any of that, you know, when you're bootstrapping, some people might find it easier to like fund themselves because they've got a high paid job and then they can, you know, relax and do in their spare time. It just depends on what it is. So it's hard to say what specifically you can do to start. It's just, you need to just see what's possible for you, and you just gotta kind of execute from there. Crazy. Everyone's got different resources, man.
Yeah, for real. And I wanted to touch upon your interior design / architecture.
Yeah. So I got a degree in architecture, and then I'd done a couple jobs like before Trim It. Like I was studying, and I would sometimes get the opportunity to do a couple like, you know, projects and stuff outside of like university. And then I started to like do designs for the Trim It vans, for the barbershops essentially. And then now I just kind of freelance it, like when I have the time. That's what I do. And then interior obviously is a sub branch of that, you know. but more time it is interior work. It's very rarely do I get a chance to actually do something structural when I'm, So right now I'm just finishing off like my own kitchen. So that's like a little self project I've been working on, but I consider, architectural interior type stuff.
Is that like the next step for you?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
So I'm actually not trying to. So I've spoken to a couple people about this already, but I'm trying to navigate out of tech. I don't feel like tech is for me. So even within Trim It, like what I enjoyed more wasn't necessarily like logistics or operations or like. I mean, I enjoy like seeing the app improve and stuff like that, but my main thing was like designing the vans or like we move into a new office and that kind of stuff. And the business side of that is what I found more fun to work on. So I think that just comes from the passion I had from uni and then just simultaneously doing it with Trim It. So yeah, I think that's definitely the next step, like development, shit like that. Can I swear, by the way? Sorry.
You should be alright. I mean, don't say mad stuff.
Yeah, I'm not.
But shit's cool.
Alright, cool.
Crazy. Alright, so happiness is success is your second mantra.
Yeah, so the reason why I say that is because, we were speaking about the whole age thing, right? Sometimes I think we put this pressure on ourselves to be successful. Sometimes we don't really have a clear idea of what that looks like, and I think sometimes, as long as you're happy, and you're counting your blessings, and you're just making progress, that should be enough. Like, if I stop doing what I'm doing now, and I'm just making a basic salary, honest living, but I'm genuinely happy, I feel like I'd actually be more successful than someone who's got mad wealth and they're super depressed and they feel like they're being controlled. Like celebs and that. Like, who was that? What's that comedian? The one that plays like the genie in Aladdin. He committed suicide, right? In Disney, the original.
Robin Williams.
Yeah, that guy. So he committed suicide, but he had all of this wealth and stuff. So he was like, there was some stuff that he wasn't happy about, right? So I think sometimes we overlook the fact that like actual success is purely like subjective. But I think what unanimously is the goal is to be happy by the end of it, be fulfilled in it, and whatever that looks like. But I think the main focus should be, am I happy? Does this thing make me happy? And if you are, then you're successful.
Crazy. And I guess the question is to ask right now is, are you happy with where you are?
Yeah, I am. I feel like I could be more fulfilled. I feel like, just like my ambitions, I feel like I've just more I want to do. I want to see Trim It grow a bit more. I want to, get more into like the design and development side of things. But I would say I'm successful still in the sense that like I'm happy, like I'm in a good place. Even though sometimes I do feel that kind of pressure of like, damn, I need to kind of do more. But I'm still working towards being like completely like proper joy, like happiness, like that.
Yeah.
But I think I'm close to it.
Crazy. Your third mantra is health is wealth.
Yeah. So, I guess it goes into like the whole success and happiness and stuff like that. Like, I think for me, I've got like a close relative of mine that's not well at the moment. But from I think the age of like maybe 16, I kind of started to take what I eat a bit more serious. So I'm plant-based, I'm vegan. I was influenced by like a dance teacher I had when I was 16, and he was like wham, but he was like vegan, and I was like, bro, I haven't seen this, like this is mad, like, because the way I saw it was like being vegan and stuff like that is for girls, and it's just like a white thing. Even I'm not gonna lie, at that time I thought it was a white thing.
Yeah.
And to be honest, like the vegan trend wasn't about back then. I don't remember people being vegan back then.
Yeah.
So I don't know. From then I was just like doing like stuff like gym, martial arts, dance. Like I was just trying to eat right, and it was all towards like this whole thing of like, if I get sick now, I'm pissed, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But like, if I've taken care of myself in the long run, when I'm like, I don't know, 70, and I have to have a bounce to my step, you know what I mean? I'll be happy. So it's just that kind of, I think we undervalue health sometimes when we go out drinking too much or we do this and that. Like, just I obviously enjoy that, but just make remember, like, your body is like, it's not invincible. You know what I mean? And as you get older, you're more sensitive to these things. So create those habits now.
Yeah, man. I think it's mad important that the health side, and you know, I also think when I read this, I didn't just think your body. I also thought
Mentally, of course.
as
Yeah.
well.
Sorry, I should have even brought that in, but yeah, you're right.
So what aspects do you do to kind of like help with your mental health and?
Yeah. So, I mean, like I got a startup, right? A tech startup, and we're like black founders.
Yeah.
Getting funding for that is not easy. It's just an uphill battle. It's mad.
Yeah.
And I think it's like that already with tech. Doing a tech startup from like a predominantly working class background, right? But being black on top of that is just challenging. So it's been, I think we're getting to the point now with Trim It where it's like we're just getting over the like our startup hurdle, and we're starting to like, I think Trim It's gonna boom very soon. But it's been a struggle, and I feel like stuff like meditation, you know, just being able to talk about how you're feeling to your friends, because the majority of my friends are basically either self-employed or have their own business. So when I'm talking to them, some of the stuff they're going through, or if I'm speaking to a mentor, they can just, you know, walk me through it, because they're going through it or they've been through it. Do you know what I'm trying to say? It's very rare that it's just something that is unique to me. Most people are like, we're quite similar, all of us, even though we're unique. So I think yeah, the mental aspect of it is definitely important. And also like social media, fam. Like, I know we talk about like it's bad for you, but it actually is, fam. Like, sometimes there's so much noise, like, especially when you're like trying to do a business, then you've got a lot of just a lot of opinions in general.
Yeah.
It's just like you need to just tune down, like turn down a few, you know, nozzles, and just kind of sit and meditate and just make the next move. And for me, like with Trim It even, we're at a point where like we actually don't want to make too much social media noise.
Right. Like,
we're just trying to silently execute, just because at this moment we don't need to make too much noise. But Trim It, you know, there's mobile event, like those who know, and the name's out there now.
Yeah.
And it's just about silently executing, and it's a lot about peace of mind now with the team, and just making sure that the team's happy and we're able to just do our thing. Yeah, man. And so mental health is important.
Mad important. And I wanted to touch on, you know, you said that your group of friends, the people around you, the people you've surrounded yourself with, are very much like-minded. Yeah. How important has that been to you being who you are today?
I think it would probably be one of the most important things, you know. I couldn't rank it, but it's definitely like some of the top 5 the most important thing that's happened. But I think it actually came about from starting the business, and then naturally more people that are like yourself start to enter the chat room. You know what I mean? So even people that, like, one of my closest friends, he lives like 2 minutes away from me, but I've never seen this guy or spoken to him until I started to do my business thing, and then he does his own thing, and you know, we just kind of met through like mutuals, and you know what I'm trying to say. So there's like, naturally, as you're doing what's right for you, you just meet the right people,
right?
And then, you know, you just keep getting motivated, and then you realize that, right, there's people like just as motivated as me, and it just gets you more motivated, and it's just like a spiral and a positive effect. So yeah, man,
that's crazy, man. And I want to reiterate that, man. It's really important to surround yourself with good people, with positive people, man. Who was it? It's always gone around, innit? This inspirational speaker that says, show me your friends and I'll show you your future, innit?
Yeah.
And it's facts.
Yeah, I think so.
I know some smart people who got mixed up with the wrong crowd, and they're in the wrong crowd now. Like,
I think a lot of us have this story, especially like coming from ends and stuff. You just hear about like your boy that you went to school with, he was bright, and then he just kind of took a different turn or something. Yeah. I think yeah, man, I agree.
Yeah. Crazy. Your 4th mantra, which says never hide the game.
Yeah, so why I say that is, I think it's important to be in competition with yourself, right? But I think sometimes with trying to make it and like people's egos, I think people try to hide information from people because they're afraid they're gonna be better than them or some silly nonsense like that, because people's idea of success is worked and it's not about happiness anymore, and it's about, I want all my peoples to eat, you know.
What?
I want you to eat. I'm here with you because, like, same way, like, I'm interested, like, I want to get my ideas off my chest, but also, like, I want this thing to blow, and the more people that come on this platform, do you know what I mean?
Love.
And we're both airy, do you know what I mean? So obviously, we gotta make it, fam. But yeah, so like, if I can share information and somebody else is now more inspired or more enlightened to make better decisions, then I feel like there's an aspect of me that's fulfilled in that, do you know what I mean? I think too many times now, not even just now, I think just people can just hide things for people, like, oh, like, I don't know, like, it could be something silly like stocks, like, oh, they won't tell you what stocks they're trading in, or oh, I don't know, it could be like, there's something we can all relate to. Have you ever, like, remember exam time in school? There'll be one of your friends might be mashing out work at home, but he'll never tell you, but he's slapping up bare good grades in school. You think, oh, this guy's bright. No, fam, he's revising.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, he's revising.
Yeah.
One of my friends done that, actually. I remember, like, whenever we're, like, revising, she wouldn't bust anyone with, like, information from what they know. They're like, oh, I don't know kind of thing.
Right.
But when it came to, like, mock exams or, like, class exams, they'll be slapping like some good grades, right? I'm like, what? So they're there sitting down, listening to us revising and getting information, but they're not sharing. And then, you know, they come off on top because obviously they just soak up the information on their own, innit?
Yeah.
And then you just realize, like, I think sometimes it comes from maybe an insecurity or whatever it is, but people don't want to share what they know or share the knowledge that they have. And I just think, like, it spirals into adulthood as well. People just don't really bust the man with knowledge, fam. And I think even for me to get to the position I'm in now, not to say I've like, blown or whatever, but just to be able to trim it where it is, I've had mentors, I've had like just people I've known who are a little bit older than me or have just been in that game for longer than me, that have been able to share information that's allowed me to propel myself. And I feel like it's important that we all do that for each other.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? We always talk about like wealth gap and whatnot.
Yeah.
That's how you kind of close that gap. Like, you share information, don't leave people behind, fam.
Yeah. That's the problem with the world now, I guess, isn't it? It's like,
yeah, people want to just hide things.
Yeah, like there's enough room at the table.
For real.
There's enough room.
Like statistically and like numerically, there's actually enough wealth for everyone. Like,
yeah, what?
Do you know what I mean? So yeah, let's all build good products. Let's all like kind of make it. And I feel like we need to share information with each other.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If you're not confident, like, learn more. You know what I mean? Like, don't hide it because you feel like you can't get to a certain level.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? I hang around with people that are like, you know, just as motivated as me, right? I've been speaking about it. So they all bust me with knowledge that I didn't know, and I'll speak to them and sometimes they'll find out something they didn't know.
Yeah.
So, you know, I think that's important.
And that's what this platform is, man. It's information sharing, information gathering for everyone, man.
We'll take notes later, man.
Word. As we close this interview slowly, do you have a song that you listen to that helps you, you know?
Was it not Fourth Metro?
That was the fourth.
That was the fourth.
Oh, my bad.
Or have you gone through it quick?
Yeah, we've gone through it quick. We freestyled this. How long has it been?
20 minutes.
That's cool.
That's calm.
That's calm. I want it to be.
Attention span these days, man. Do you know what I mean? You were saying with the what?
So yeah. So
wait, does this all get put in?
Nah, we'll cut this bit out. Yeah, I'll cut.
Okay.
Keep this in.
Yeah, I'll probably put it in the full podcast. Nah, the podcast will go up and then.
Right. Okay. Cool.
So,
what was that question you said about the song?
Yeah. So.
You threw me off with this song.
Sorry, my bad, bro. So, is there a song that you listen to that kind of helps motivate you or kind of gasses you up or in any sort of way? Can be any song.
Not particularly, but not to be cliche, like there is a song by Nipsey that I just feel like is important to just as an attitude thing to have, and it was like, you know that song with you caught me lacking because it's so comfortable though, you know what I'm saying?
It's cool. This bit's not gonna. I don't think this bit's gonna go in a video anyway. So you can
Oh,
relax.
okay, yeah.
I don't think. No.
But yeah, no, basically, I don't know. Oh yeah, so as I was saying, was it DJ Mustard?
DJ Mustard and
Have
Nipsey.
Yeah, you see that? You know, he's like the last track. I think track 10.
Yeah.
I forgot what it's called. It's the name of the album.
Ooh, that's a.
You know, where you're cold at, where your heart at.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about. You don't know what I'm talking about.
I know what you're talking about. I'm gonna find it right now.
10 something. I think it's called 10 something.
Nipsey. He's a king anyway, man.
Yeah, he dropped the blueprint, man. He showed people like how you can be lich, yeah, with like, you can be genuine with it, like you can have morals and blow off it, like.
You don't have to be secretive. You don't have to be.
Yeah, exactly.
Cards to your chest. You can just be you, and still be successful. Love it.
He dropped the blueprint, fam. You know, there's certain people it's hard to fault them. Like he's quite like on point for the most part. Nipsey, I don't like. You know what I mean? He's on point with most what like. What can I fault him for, fam? I've been thinking about it.
Nothing, bro.
You know, I thought about it. Like, what can I fault him for? Maybe I'm like starstruck, innit?
He lives a healthy life. He preaches positivity. You genuinely see the move from like the gangster rap to the spiritual
Did you
positive.
find it?
Perfect 10.
Perfect 10. There we go. That's a bad boy song.
Yeah.
Not because it was like mad lyrical or whatever, but he just like, we've got old school ways. We expose that. Like, it's important. I think, especially nowadays, a lot of people can move fugazi, and this whole thing of like not sharing the game, right? And you can just see like you lot must have navigated through your spaces and then like realize that some people are just fugazi. Like, I don't need that around me. I think just having decorum of what you're doing, just having a good code of conduct is important.
Yeah, and you know what I like about that song is always like the chorus that he sings. It's almost like questions, isn't it?
Yeah.
So it's like, even if you just paused it after like the first 2 seconds, you're like pondering like.
Yeah, like you got to question yourself. Yeah, that's it. It G-checks you.
Yeah, what? That's
from a song. It G-checks you. Make sure
bro, he's G-checked you from the grave, bro.
Yeah,
like,
for real.
Bro, like how?
Makes you think about like, am I patterned like that? Like,
he's too.
Because that's just like as a person, forget your hustle or anything else. Like, he's just talking about like, you know, collectively, are you put together correct? Like, you know what I'm saying? So
you've gone the right way.
Yeah.
Sick. And the second question would be, is there a book you read or a podcast you listen to that kind of helps you?
I wouldn't say any in particular. Do you know Techish?
Techish?
So the Eritrean guy that basically hosts it, but it's basically around like things going on in tech.
Podcast.
Yeah.
And it's called Techish.
Yeah.
What does he discuss? Like just tech in general?
Yeah, just things going on in tech. You know, it could be something going on in Silicon Valley, just like stuff like that. So that was something that I found interesting. Another one that's good, Masters of Scale, which is pretty good if like you're a business owner or you're trying to grow something or whatever. So it's just different people and how they kind of got into the position they are, whether they're like a CEO for a massive organization or I don't know, like it's just people that basically tell you how they've done what they've done. So it's literally like people, it's free game literally.
Yeah.
Just listen to how different people made it in different ways and their mindset, how like one person is a CEO but they started off in sales because they realized other CEOs, or the most common thing with all the CEOs, that they all started in sales. So they started in sales to push their like the likelihood of climbing up that ladder.
Understanding the
and
game.
it's like to think like that is tapped, like, do you know what I mean? So in a good way, tapped in a good way. But I think Masters of Scale is a good one. I'd recommend that.
Brazy. And last but not least, your message to the world, your message to the people who are listening. Look into that camera and say your message.
Alright. It'll be the first mantra, innit? So execute or pay the price.
Yeah.
Yeah? Cool. Shall I say it again? Directly to the camera.
Yeah, just
Execute or pay the price.
crazy. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Man like Nathan. Love. This has been Sit Down. We're about to stand up.
Let's do that again. You know what, was that you?
That was my phone. Fuck it. It's done. Alright, cool.
Them bloopers, you know you put at the end, some laughing.
Alright, cool.
Are we doing the handshake as well?
Shit, I don't know, man.
Do that.
The whole handshake.
Just,
Say that.
just do the end.
Cool. Thank you, Nathan. My guy. This has been
Sorry,
Sit Down.
let's do that one more time. Because you know it is. Because I know, like,
Remove the phone.
I know the truth.
Nah, it's cool, man. Cool. Say that. Last time?
Yeah, let's do this. Let's
Alright,
do this.
cool. Yo, Nathan, thank you so much. This has been Sit Down. We're about to stand up.
Alright, cool, bro.
Thank you so much, bro.